Everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to Somber's Warhammer Fantasy Mod. Somber's what? What? Welcome back to our single-player Dominions campaign of Altdorf, Seat of the Emperor, using Somber's Warhammer Fantasy Mod. This is episode 2, which is why I'm not super used to that intro yet, so my apologies. We just finished going over Altdorf, all of their units, all of their luck heroes and non-luck heroes, and etc., etc. And they've got a lot of interesting stuff. I did actually just load up the Mod Inspector because I wanted to check and see if there were any spells that they had. Obviously, they do. We can see, right, they have summons for each of the lords, which is totally a thing. But they don't really have much else, it seems, in the way of national spells. So so kind of feel like they have Sloth of Bears, which is fine, but it's not like Sacred Bears or anything like that. That's a Kislev thing. So it kind of feels like our options are either a Scales scenario or us trying to force either Flagellants or the Fiery Heart Knights. I kind of feel like if we wanted to force Sacred Knights, we'd just go Bretonia, right? Like, if we want to be like, we're playing the Knight faction, and we're going to have a bless for our Sacred Knights, then we'd just play Bretonia and do that. So I'm going to veto that build concept. So our options are Scales or Flagellants. We just did a Scales build. I'm not against the idea of doing another Scales build. I actually really enjoy Scales builds, and they can be somewhat challenging versus the AI. But I don't know what we would do from, so just conceptually, right? The death explosion is the idea that we're kind of talking about for the Flagellants, right? Is just be like, okay, well, we're just gonna mass produce a shit ton of Flagellants and then have them just explode in fiery balls, right? I'm not against that idea. Actually, we could do a Baphomet. That's pretty interesting. What if we did that? Death explosion. Your fire resist. We don't have any plus bonuses or anything like that. Worst thing in existence. Close. Astral. I'm trying to think of what would this even do, right? This would mean that we could amass a bunch of Flagellants in one army, and then just the problem is it's a danger to us as well as a danger to the enemy, right? Like, as soon as those things start exploding near our mages, so we always have to have, here's all the Flagellants, here's all the mages, right? Meaning that they're already undisciplined, so they're difficult to buff in the first place. Now they're going to be even harder to buff, right? I just... Yeah. Versus what else, right? Like, what else do we do? If we wanted to... Titan of the Forge? All Sigma! Fire... 2 fire gems per turn. What are the nation's weaknesses as far as magic paths? Nothing. Blood. Those are the nation's weaknesses as far as magic paths. They have basically access to everything at least 2 up. At least. Most things they will have access as 3s and up through their wizard lords. Right? So really only blood is the issue. So I guess I could do that. I could be like, okay, well the only thing we don't have is blood, so let's get a blood person in there. It's totally an option. A blood vengeance bless wouldn't be... Here's the thing. The only sacreds that they have, aside from the few oddball-like heroes, is they have these recruited anywhere sacreds, right? So, like, blood vengeance could be interesting, but I think they're so weak that even with a blood vengeance, blood vengeance is different. Blood vengeance is, yeah, actually. Blessed unit is wounded, the attacker must roll MR or gain an equal amount of damage. That could be interesting, right? And what happens there is I don't have to worry about the explosion from my own people. So if we're going to do something like that, it's definitely going to be easier to just grab a cheap rainbow. Just have to worry about friendly fire? Yeah, that's true. Look. Oh, does Blood Vengeance work on spells? Because if it works on spells, I don't know that that's doable. You believe it does? Okay, then probably not. Well, it does say the attacker. Let's do a Google search. Does Blood Vengeance work against spells? Gotcha. Okay. It just says, on the wiki, it just says whenever the unit takes damage. So that implies yes. If that's the case, then that becomes more difficult to use because we are going to be reliant on pretty big mage cores, I think. And that means the risk of our mage cores obliterating themselves due to Blood Vengeance is probably not the way we want to go. I'm sure you can make, you know, these recruit anywhere flagellants work. Like, obviously you can. But I just don't know that it's worth it, comparatively. Right? What about just making a nice mono drop or something like that we can break out in the late game? You know, like just something, not something crazy. Just we'll go up to Astral 4, and then this guy has 2 slots. So what? We'd want him to be like Fire 5? Fire 5 is going to let us do Firestorm right out of the gate. Easy peasy. Flames from the sky. Easy peasy. It'll let us summon Kings of Elemental Fire. I mean, we'll be able to do that probably regardless. We can put up Eternal Pyre pretty easily. We could just build this guy. Compared to the other troops you have, it's probably not even worth recruiting them. Exactly, right? It's that scenario of like a scales utility mage. Yeah, so ooh. Well, here's the problem. I think that would be a really cool idea. Unfortunately, none of our mages are sacred. None of them. Like Altdorf has a severe lack of sacreds problem. Our only sacred mages are our priests, and they're only priests. Because I totally would have gone that route. I totally would have been like, let's just get some reinvigoration and maybe like some combat farcaster or some pen or something like that. That'll be great, right? Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Even our wizard lords are not... Well, okay, so this Jade Wizard is sacred. The Jade Wizard Lord is the only sacred. God damn it. Probably be okay with just emergency magic weapons and then the rest scales. Yeah, I feel like that might be the case. So I'm thinking, you know, it could be cool to do something like a powerful I like Baphomet, honestly. Baphomet's, I think, actually a pretty cool chassis. But something that we can use in the late game or mid to late game to, like, teleport in on someone and then fuck them up, you know? And this will also be an easy route for us to maybe go climb into Astral. We could do something like emergency magic weapons. It's probably fine. It is a cool chassis. Right? Right. Right. Be cool to have solar weapons because there's so many... Okay. Hear me out. There are so many undead and demon nations. This is a 22... but it doesn't matter. We don't have... If we find ourselves next to Vampiria, Nagashizar, or Nehekara, right? Having solar weapons actually could be really, really good because we could just mass produce the shit out of flagellants and smack the shit out of them. And it will also work against Khorne somewhat, Slanesh somewhat, and Nagaron somewhat. 6 out of 21 is not that many, though. Questionable. Questionable, questionable, questionable. Could be cool, though. I mean, it'll do additional damage regardless, but it'll just, like, really fuck up the undead and demons. So. And we could do something like attack skill to make them actually okay-ish. What if we ditch the magic weapons? Yeah, right. Oh. Getting up to Astral 7 would be really nice. But how cool would it be to have luck on those guys? Then we wouldn't be able to do that. A Lucky Bless could be kind of neat. Like, I could see, I honestly could see going super duper hard into these guys, and they're so incredibly cheap that even with shitty scales, you're gonna be able to produce a crap ton of them. They're going to die in droves, but you just kind of accept that. What does that look like? Archdruid, Great Sage, probably Great Sage, right? Because Great Sage. Does any faction have glamour like elves do in base Dom 5? Yes, I think so. Kinda semi-sorta. Like, I think there are units with glamour, but not like entire factions with glamour. And I think the Wood Elves have a special effect to where they have glamour while they're in forests, I believe. So, yeah. Okay, what if we Great Sage? What if we Great Sage? We're still gonna need a little bit of that. We Great Sage, and we freeze across the board. What would we even do? We're gonna have to. I mean, if we don't. If we're going super ham on them, we don't have to worry about the rest of our units. We also won't need crazy amounts of these. In point of fact, if we go Turmoil, that actually makes these guys cheaper. So we could do something like this and actually have a fair number of points. Almost enough to do that. We would need to ditch something somewhere. If we can, I mean, this doesn't work. This doesn't work. This doesn't work. I'm not doing this. It could work. Not if we want to take it awake, though. We could take it dormant, and we could just rely on our decent troop line to kind of like muddle through an early expansion, and then just continuously. That seems like a bad idea. What I'm thinking about is something like attack skill, swiftness, whatever, doesn't matter, defense, doesn't matter. Strength of the earth. Luck. Undying as much as we can. Resilient as much as we can. Maybe a point in low light vision, just in case. And then strength flesh. So basically just having a shit ton of massable flagellants that run around and hit relatively hard. I'll cry wishing I had resources for all the knights I have. I agree. I don't think I'm gonna do this, but this is kind of like the idea. I think this would probably not even work that well, honestly. I think you would get into situations where you'd have these large masses of flagellants, but they still wouldn't kill that much. Part of the issue is these guys, like, +4 strength just doesn't do enough on these. You would want it to be, like, +6 or 8 strength, right, to push you over that 20 mark. The Berserker's okay. Yeah, I think we're gonna can this. We're gonna go back over here. We're gonna do what we were originally thinking about. We're gonna do something like a decent drop here. imprisoned. I would love to go up to 7. That would be, like, the best thing for me. And I would also love to be 5. Because that would be useful. We could still take Death Explosion just for shits and giggles, because we honestly don't really need the other stuff. Unless we wanted to just be like, we'll put them on our knights, right? Like, we could take, like, attack skill for our knights instead. Something like attack skill and minor fire resistance would be fine. And then, oh, well, we would need, if we're going the solar weapons route, right? Like, that's the idea. This would be fine. Attack skill, superior morale, that's okay. If we were doing this, and we don't care about our Dominion that much, we do a little bit. Boom, 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 something like that. That feels interesting, right? This is something that we could throw on a bless to deal with if the AI, if some random fucking AI has, like, ethereal, right? We could throw some flagellants out there and this would work. We could pay the exorbitant fee to get some Fiery Heart Knights and they would smash, right? Or if we're up against the undead or the forces of demons, right? Chaos, then this will also help. I think we'll go with something like this. This seems fun. And this is going to give us a way to get super high astral and high fire later on in the game, and mess around with shit, which should be cool. So, let's go ahead and jump into this. Corsoblix. Odysseus. You know what? You're normally our stand-in, my boy. I'm gonna give you a break, especially since I'm probably going to be launching this god into battle, and I don't want you getting your butt kicked. So, you think it's decent weapons bless against the A side? Yeah, right? Like, fingers crossed. I don't know that I would do this against the player, but you know. Okay. We'll just do the obvious, and this will be Sigmar. Praise Sigmar! Sight frequency 75, because sights are fun. Random events, common. Story events, all stories enabled. Score graphs enabled, because it's fun to just look at people. Global slots up. Hall of Fame slots up. Random start research. Sure. And then Thrones of Ascension. We have... We have slots for 22 of them. I actually liked 18. Last time I thought 18 was actually pretty decent, so we'll go with 18 points. Renaming is allowed. Let's do it. Let's do it. What? What's wrong, Otis Botus? Gonna get him? No? What? You don't know no better. You don't know how that works. I have no clue. Oh. Don't want to get got, my mop. Yeah, but wants you to come to him. He doesn't want to, he doesn't want you to pick him up. I'm aware of that. You still can't get it? I'll get it later. It's like, no, mama. No, mama. Because I tolerate this only. Because I do like being up above everything. Flail, mama. I'm gonna flop. I'm gonna flail flop. Alright. Let's see where the fuck this has put us. Fingers crossed.
I'm too happy to be doing all that.
Ooh. Oh. Right next to 3 farms. Wow, this is actually such a... Oh my god, there's a lot of farmland on this map. Whatever, I'm happy about that. There's also a lot of mountains. My goodness. Okay, cool. Interesting. Alright. Let's check our stuff. We have Sloth of Bears. Only spells we have are wizards. Feels like a good start. I think it's just gonna matter, are we next to like one of the mighty AIs right off the bat, and do they come like gunning for us immediately? Ooh, we start with some thaumaturgy, some evocation, and some conjuration. That's pretty nice all around. We do have a pretty easy time of summoning elementals. So I might try to go for Conjuration 5 sooner rather than later. Because that could be pretty cool. Oh, we have 1 Dominion. Christ. Profit! What do we got? We've got some State Halberdiers, and we've got some State Spearmen. What are we doing? We can get 1 knight. We can get 1... Well, we can only get 1 Demigryph anyways. Just get a massive Spearman. Any magic research should be useful? Yes, that is very true. But whatever we want to make sure, right? Like if we go Conjuration, then we want to be getting Bright Wizards. We want to be getting Gray Wizards, right? Gray Wizards. Or we want to be getting... Who's our Earth boy? Our Gold Wizards, right? So Bright, Gray, Gold are going to be good for Conjuration. If we want to do like a Enchantment Rush, right? That'll be our Amethyst Wizards over here for communioning up for Hordes of Skeletons, right? Like, so we just want to make sure that eventually we'll have so many wizards that it won't matter. We'll be able to do whatever we want to do wherever we want to do it, which will be fun, right? But in the beginning, we definitely want to match our wizard acquisition with our research type. I might start off with just scholars initially. I say that, but scholars are going to have -6. They're not going to have -6. They're going to have -3. So they're going to be at 13. So IDK. First goal. Not die. Ha 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 ha. State Spearmen. State Halberdiers. Crossbows. Quite a few crossbows. Age do we want to start off with? I think we might start off with a Bright Wizard. My starting army, it's a mix of State Spearmen and State Halberdiers. So I could see us padding out these State Halberdiers because they're pretty solid. They kill pretty well and they have decent-ish protection for their price point. We just can only get so many of them because they're pretty resource capped. So we could add 5 to the mix, which I don't think would be bad. Just isn't going to get us a shit ton, unfortunately. Get 5 and 1, so we're sitting at 16 and 15. And that would honestly probably take most things around us, more than likely. But, you know, not a bad idea. From a wizard standpoint, I think we want to actually snag a Bright Wizard off the bat. Oh, that means we can't do... How many? 8 resources. 8 resources! Oh, because they actually have... That's fair. I mean, we could snag a Gray Wizard instead. The Gold Wizards are actually pretty resource intensive as well. That's interesting. Gray Wizards are kind of low on the research. So Bright Wizards. The Light Wizards are actually some of the best comes to research. Along with the Celestial Wizards. Celestials are really good. Those Forge bonus wizards look useful. You have a penchant for Earth magic, so you're biased. Yeah, I definitely think they're super useful, especially the higher tier versions of them get water mixed in as well. Definitely, we would want to have a crap ton of them. I think right now I'm going to go with a Gray Wizard just because that means we can mix in an additional State Spearman. So we'll go with that. And we actually have 170 gold. What mercenaries? No mercenaries! No mercenaries! What is this shenaniganry? What is this chicanery? See what we got. Oh, I didn't change the name of our prophet. See what it be. All right, Johann. Dietrich. Got a... Is that guaranteed? Astral or death. So I'm happy to have Astral. Research of 13. What do we got around us? Knights. Heavy cav. Heavy infantry. Heavy infantry. Barbarians. Okay, the barbarians actually we can take with probably relatively easy... Or with relative ease if we just get, like, 20 archers, right? But unfortunately, I'm not sure any of these are just simple, yeah, go kick its ass, Seabass kind of scenarios. Okay. If we are just doing... spells. I'm gonna do a... This guy has a shield. And a helmet. He's very unlikely to die from archer fire. We're gonna have him Word of Power, I think. Just spam Word of Power. Let's cross our fingers there. You know what? I wonder. Actually, I wonder. Could you play this almost like? I mean, I don't. I think you're gonna sacrifice so much research by doing this. Oh, it's what is the nation that I'm thinking? Play suitable commanders. You can do Exarchs from Bogarus are they only one recruitment point? That's why you can do, yeah, you can spam them out. It's not gonna be the same thing. I'm sitting here over like, could we Arch Lector, and then just like spam out words of power? We could, I think. Yeah, no, that's totally not Exarchs, because Exarchs are only, it has to be Eparchs, right? Could we just produce a shit ton of Arch Lectors? They have a special spell too with the Eparchs. Sure. Even not being a special spell, right? Like Word of Power has no fatigue cost. It has 100 precision, 100 range. It's armor negating, so it's just straight 10 damage on a magic resist. So it's just bloop 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 bloop. So if you get like 5 or 6 people casting it, which is basically the first, I wonder if that actually would work for us. I don't know that it would be necessary as the thing though. We do actually have really good troops, so once we get some resources in here, we're going to be able to produce a shit ton of knights or great swords or whatever we want to just deal with the scenario. So I don't feel like we have to do that, is I guess the situation. So. I'm going to say that we don't worry about it right now, but it's a cool idea. Do we have any mercenaries? We have. Oh, the problem is see, in an actual game I could see doing this, but the AI goes crazy over mercenaries. They'll spend several hundred on anything. You could, but you would have to do some tricky Lucid style scripting with garbage to keep the AI from reaching them. That's very true. Yeah, absolutely. I just don't know. It's definitely going to put us behind the curve of where we want to be research-wise, and I just don't know that there's a point, right? Like, I think it's funny, but I also think we could just, eke out some expansion and be fine. So I think instead we just focus on getting a couple of the wizard types out that we want to get out. I think we're going to go for Celestial. Oh, we can't. Oh, right. They're expensive. Okay, so that's a pricey situation. We'll go with Bright Wizard then. Oh, we can't do both. Sorry, I was trying to do more than one. We will definitely do a Celestial then. Do I want to snag Flagellants where I can? Sure. Let's start snagging some Flagellants where we can. Just in case. Pantocrator, Sun, kind of interesting. Bureaucracy is meh. Sorcery. I don't know why I checked these. It's the same ones. I wish there were more thrones, right? I need a throne mod pack. I bet there's a throne mod pack. Additional thrones added in would be really, really cool. Thrones with different effects, different bless effects. I'd love to see like a free spawn throne, like a throne that's just like, or even a couple of free spawn thrones that have like a type attached to them that they just spawn one or a few of every single turn. Hey, how's it going, Maokai? Merry Christmas. How you doing? How you be doing? Yeah. Do you have a good Christmas? I have been chillin'. Very simply put. Battle in Gol Riape. Right. We watch. You just got home? Okay. We've got a very simple situation here. This is going to be questionable. They're firing at the... How's our... Oh, doing stuff. Ooh, bad kind of weirdness on the heavy infantry hitting here. Okay. Yes, pincer them. Oh. Okay. Not great. Not super good. Oh, yes! Drive them from our homes! Level them! Leave none alive! Fucking A. Okay, well, that was rough. as we kind of expected it would be. My god, these things are so hard to open. They're pretty tasty, though. Okay, so we lost basically all of the state spearmen. Unfortunate. And look at that. Like, the state captain did get 4 kills with that. I could totally see you doing, like, an Eparch style build with Altdorf. That could be very, very interesting. You've been out of town all weekend, right? You said you were gonna be gone. You were gonna play the crap out of something, weren't you? I think you mentioned some game that you were gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna play this while I'm gone. Okay. We have taken. Ooh, that is a spicily good province. Unfortunately, we are unable to do anything. I kind of expected that this might be an issue. We're gonna have slow expansion out of the gate. Your cousin and you spent the whole weekend playing the board game ISS Vanguard. That sounds a baller. Sounds super awesome. Can I ditch this guy? Yes, I can. Okay. This is gonna be silly. We're gonna try this. I'm gonna add in Archlectors, and we're gonna word of power spam. Yeah, the Halb infantry ain't bad. No, they're pretty good. Like that protection 14 is okay, right? That it's enough to where they don't just immediately get popped, and the 22 damage actually pretty on point. So we're just gonna have slow expansion, which is gonna be rough, but it be what it be, yo. We do have some guys we can recruit right there. The AI will do it just as slow. Yeah, sometimes, right? Like, yes, sometimes though the mighty AI will kind of like go ham. Especially I've seen with Sombre's mod. the AI in vanilla tends to do stupid things, but a lot of the factions in Sombre's mod have good enough units that even when the AI is doing stupid shit, they still kind of slap. So it's kind of a weird situation. But yeah. Anyways, I think with a line like this and right, like we're gonna do something like this. Maybe we'll do two kind of like broken lines. Make sure that there's no like shenaniganry with the old with the old fucking knights. We're gonna come down here and hit Ivermark, and I think we're just gonna kind of go around the outside. Oh goodness. I think by the time we hit here, it splits up the lighter AI and heavy infantry. I agree, yeah, but there are longbow and knights here, so I'm more worried about the knights specifically. So yeah, it does great against knights too. Yeah, the longbowmen being the issue is I'm concerned that my arch lector will get sniped if the halberdiers are anywhere near. You know what? I'm gonna throw out these guys out front, just as kind of like a hopefully the knights charge them type scenario. Fingers crossed. Even just eating 2 lance charges, that's perfectly aces for me. You know? 100%. Bullet sponges, any sort of anything. Now, man, we have shitty stuff. Mercenaries, the fishermen. Crap. Fuck it. Where he be? He over here. He can go this way. I believe. Alright, Conjuration. Unexpected event. Wait, what was my unexpected event? Misfortune 3! No! Get out of here! Battle in Ivermark. What do we have? Was not paying attention. Well. Those knights are gonna butcher these halberdiers. The words of power. I swear to God. Oh. Yeah, oof, that hurt. That hurt quite a bit. Quite a bit. Quite a bit. But we got it. We got it. He routed? That bastard. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. The fucking worst. Alright. What else can we mix in here? Let me get 2 of these guys. We could start moving over to greatswords. We can't do 2 of these, so we're only going to get 1. Let's do that. Let's move over to a greatsword. Ultimately, I think greatswords and or knights are where we want to be, regardless. Unless we want to do like Reichsguard and crossbows. I'm gonna go straight up to Conjuration in the hope that we can, I don't know, catch any sort of luck here. We can get a knight once every 3 turns. We can't actually start putting together little masses of this, though, I think is kind of maybe a better plan. Yeah. Mercs. Fernando's footmen, yes. We want to put in 320 for these guys. The AI is not going to let us have any mercs. I'm telling you, they're like completely anti. They'll throw like 700, 800 gold at mercs. Crazy. Battle in the Forest of Spring. So we see the forces of Athel Lauren to our west. So you were asking earlier, right? If anyone has any glamour effects, and this battle is happening in a forest, so the wood elves actually do have a glamour. Outside of a forest, they lose their glamour, 1 HP, 1 strength, and 1 morale. So, yeah, pretty cool. Warhawk Riders. Blade Captain here. Personal regeneration. Those Warhawk Riders are going to come down and deal the deed, I'm sure. I actually really like Eternal Guard. They're pretty decent. Oh, the Warhawk Riders are on. That's a expensive bow. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Inside forest it won't harm. Doesn't attack friendlies. That's interesting. Outside it will. Cool. That's pretty neat. We have a battle in Nethermark. Alright, see, that went pretty well. 7 kills on our Archlector, 2 on our State Captain. Like, if we could get a squad of 6 or so Archlectors going, like, they could totally just cannon down some stuff. And suddenly, Gartner, the Celestial Wizard Lord, appeared at the gates. Oh, fuck yes. Air 3, Earth 1, Astral 2. Kick-ass, Seabass. Kick fucking ass. We're gonna send another group here. Boom. Boom. Both of these guys out. Okay, we are starting to get some more resources. Unfortunately, actually, so we both said it earlier, but I definitely believed it. I was like, oh shit, this is a great start. Look at these fucking awesome provinces. But in point of fact, this actually isn't that good of a start for our capital. We would have wanted one of these mountains next to our capital, at least one mountain next to our capital, because if we had that, then we would have way more resources that we could bring in for things like our Order Knights or our Great Swords. Unfortunately, we are not getting that. But it is what it is. I think we'll be fine regardless. So, pretty cool though. Pretty cool situation. We've got this guy is recruiting over here. We're going to start picking up free infantrymen. Because these guys are actually relatively killy on their own. Up this and some more of these, and we can combine them and throw them at certain provinces, and probably do okay. Here is Athel Lauren to our west. We're gonna start heading south this direction. Research. 59 research per turn. Should be pretty okay. Everything else fine. Okay, I'm actually really interested in what happens here in Mark. Obviously, I'm concerned because there are heavy cav here, but I want to see, now that we have 4 words of power blasting, right? Like, how does this... Just deleted one of the heavy cav and paralyzed another. Deleted another 2 of the heavy cav. That's pretty nice. Yeah. 10 kills between the Archlectors and the State Captain. Archlectors and our Prophet. They are now killing more than our infantry are. That's pretty nice. Unexpected event in Altdorf. Luther Huss, the voice of Sigma, has joined us. Okay, with a tattered retinue of flagellants. In Mark, we gained Dominion +3 and Province Income +20. Oh my goodness, that's a good province. Hell yeah, nice. Okay, sweet. I think I feel comfortable enough to come up into these provinces and start trying to kind of like mess around as best we can. In the meantime, we are going to Luther Hess. Interesting. Right? Okay, so how many flagellants did he came in with? Quite a few. 20 crossbows. So taking 20 crossbows and a couple of sacrificial pawns and a archlector, and taking basically 3 archlectors into this province, I think might kill them. I wish I could snag any mercenaries without doing it for like 1,000 fucking gold. But the game absolutely will not allow that to happen. I feel like that is not gonna work, but we will see. Reach. And a snag. Another commander, actually. Pizza to our... Also to our west. Cool, cool, cool. Hang out. Or patrol. Patrol is a better command. Ooh, I didn't put any province defense here. My bad. You know what? I like the idea of some more of these, but in point of fact, against the barbarians, it's just gonna be better to have more archers, I think. Oh. Doesn't matter, we are capped by recruitment points here. Okay. Having more archers to fire into the barbarians is probably going to be better. I say that. What is the combat speed of these guys? 13? What's the combat speed of a barbarian? Do we have any idea? What's the combat speed of a barbarian? Okay. Barbarian. Combat speed 12. Generally speaking. So, in theory, the majority of the time, the higher combat speed actually strikes first. So it's possible that a bunch of flagellants would hit first. So maybe we mix in a bunch of flagellants and put them with, I say a bunch, 5 flagellants and put them with Luther Hess's little group. We'll see how that goes. That's going to be probably pretty questionable. Let's do an intern, and that is going to be the end of this video. So, if you're watching on Twitch, stick around. We're going to keep playing. If you're watching on YouTube, I hope you enjoyed. We'll see you next time for more of Altdorf. Seat of the Emperor! No. Oh, fuck. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.